vaccine. And additionally, we are also recommending our patients who are pregnant to also receive the COVID booster vaccines. And for me, it's super important, not only as a healthcare provider, but because I'm also pregnant and want to make sure that my pregnancy is as safe as possible.
Yes, you can achieve a college education right here in your own community. Harcum College's ACE program at the Deliverance Evangelistic Church offers associate degree programs that can help you land a good job and improve your quality of life.
I like Harcum and Debbie because I can continue my education.
The teachers are great. The atmosphere is great.
It's all possible through iLead and Harcum.
Call now or check out our Facebook page at Harcum College at Deliverance Evangelistic Church.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this very special PIC TV International interview with Dr. David Evans. I'd like to welcome everyone who's tuning in from around the world with us today. We have Brazil, France, Colombia, Mexico, Panama, Paris, Peru, Argentina, Egypt, Canada, Ireland, West Africa, the United Kingdom, Australia, of course, Germany, and the United States. Welcome, Dr. David Evans.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be on our network and you beaming us in all the way from Australia. And wow, this is special to me.
This is very exciting. For all of you, I'd like to introduce this very special guest here with me today, who will be joining me from Washington, D.C. in the USA. If you'll all please give a very warm welcome to this amazing soul that I have the honor of sharing with today. He is a very dear soul who I have been blessed to know since we met on the audio application called Clubhouse. And before I start, just a bit about David. David is a founder, as most of you know, and president of PIC TV. He grew up in Washington, D.C. and currently enjoys life with his family there. He is also the CEO, founder of Customize TV and a social media training center. David is a humble soul and a man of faith who loves sharing his experiences with others and his vision with PIC TV, which stands for People's Investment Channel. PIC TV showcases and features many ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Without further ado, let me introduce David Evans. Welcome again, David. This is very exciting.
Thank you for bringing me in from Australia. This is thank you. I'm happy to be on from Australia to showcase to the world over there this international interview. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, David, just before we get into the interview, let our listeners know just a bit about you. Who is David Evans? A bit about your family growing up in Washington, D.C. What would you like to share?
Well, David Evans, I am just a humble servant. Grew up in Washington, D.C. I'm a product of the D.C. public school systems. I'm so happy to be one of the persons who came through the system and made something out of myself. And it's because of the prayers of my mother and father, Esther and John Evans. I'm the baby boy of 9 kids. My brother Kenny, who helped me to dress, my brother Junior, who's smart, and my brother Bobby, who's a basketball player, and he's in heaven right now. And then I got to give a shout out to my sisters, Darlene. She's a fashion designer. Elaine, Austin. She also works in television. My sister Edie, who's one of the best cooks in the world. My sister Esther, who's the dancing machine. Esther can dance, outdance anybody I know. And my sister Brenda, who is in heaven, who I miss every day, who passed away in 2020. And that's my family.
Lovely. David, we know you're the CEO and founder of Pick TV. You also have other businesses, Customized TV and Social Media Training Center. Would you like to share a bit more about that with everyone?
Yeah, I'm a former worker at United States Housing and Urban Development, which is HUD. Many years, with 12 years to be here. And when President Trump came in office, there was a lot of changes, and COVID made more changes. I decided to go to drive for Uber, and I was also an ambassador for Lyft, and also I worked for both of those. I drove. I still do it on side today if I have to, and I decided to open a business, started called Customized TV. There's a lot of people who basically was still coming out of the cable world, and a lot of people still was trying to save money. And I said, this is a wonderful way to get people out of what they're doing and save money. So Customized TV was one of the things that I decided to do to bring people to a new awareness of saving money. You know, a lot of people who I know right now are still in the cable world, spending all that money in cable. So when I started Customized TV, I would go to people's homes and hook up Roku, Apple, Amazon Fire Sticks, and teach them how it works. And that's what I did with Customized TV. And with Customized TV, bringing people out of the cable world to the streaming world. And that's what Customized TV was. And that's one of the business I started.
Nice. And as we would have shared in the beginning of the live broadcast here, there are a number of countries where this is being viewed right now. So would you like to share a bit more about Pick TV, the reach it has around the world? And now we've got a global reach as well.
Yeah, Pick TV network, it was just a dream, you know. It started with one channel, turned into 25 channels. Now we have 60 channels around the world. And through Roku did all our work. And when we had the approval to be in the Roku channel store around the world, when we received that email, I was like the happiest person in the world. Who approved in Panama, Paris, Peru, Argentina, Egypt, Canada, Ireland, West Africa, United Kingdom, and now we're in Australia with you, being our manager there, Germany. When Roku sent us that email, I didn't sleep on it. I said, we're gonna play it out there and tell the whole world. That's just the reason why we're on this platform today.
Nice. Now, I've heard you share your story with regards to your mission and your vision for Pick TV, and it's something that touched my heart when I heard you share how this all came about. And I know there was a very personal and sentimental reason behind this, David, and would you like to share a bit more about that?
Yeah, you know, Pick TV Network, again, was started with a vision, and I want to give a shout out to my wife, Coach Yvette Evans, James Lee, and Mr. Campbell. They worked behind the scenes to make sure we were in compliance with our lawyers, the legal team, IRS, banking, and all the LLC, and everything came together because the team, helped me get off the ground. And we started with just 25 channels. Now we have 60 channels around the world. And I have to also go back to the fire, the passion that gave me the zeal to keep going. That's my sister Brenda, who passed away in August 2020. And I dedicate PIC TV Network to my sister. My sister, the nicest person in the world. Out of 9 kids, Brenda is like the middle girl out of our family. And when Brenda passed away, I talked to my sister Saturday, she was gone Sunday. I will never forget that. And I still miss my sister. Hey, just nice, pleasant. She was, she's part of my life. I can't wait to go back when I get to heaven to hug my sister. So I dedicated, a lot. Every time I talk about PIC TV Network, because the timing of my sister's death, the same timing that we were starting this network.
Yeah. I think in a very key message and point that you've just brought up is one of gratitude, with the people that you've got around you, your wonderful support network, the love you shared with your sister. And it was one of my questions for you, David, was what are you grateful for? Now we're going on a commercial break.
Single Queen, currently a top 10 record. We're going for #1, Love, Sex, and Passion. It's dedicated to all the women, whatever your walk of life is, your color, your creed. You're my queen. Oh yeah, yeah. You're a nurturer and a superwoman. You're every daughter that becomes a mother. You can be my rock to the highest mountaintop. From my head to my toes, to cherish, love, and hold. You're my queen. Oh yeah, yeah. You gave birth to all the land. You're the backbone of every man. You're my queen. You wear the crown and wear it well. I hold my head high so you can tell. You're my queen. My queen. Ooh, you're my queen. Yeah. Yeah. Forever. You're a nurturer, and just like grandmas do, You're that push, you're that voice for all I dream to do. So I cherish you like royalty. And by all means, I'll never put my hands on thee, 'cause you're my queen, queen. You gave birth to all the land. You're the backbone of every man. You're my queen. You wear the crown and wear it well. I hold my head high so you can tell. You're my queen. If you a queen, keep your head up. Hard times, keep your head up. If you a queen, keep your head up. You can do it, baby. Keep your head up. If you a queen, put your head up. Queen, keep your head up. Forever, ever, ever. I never wanna be your enemy. Love me with sensitivity. So you a grown, strong woman, and I never wanna call you out your name. See, man made this and man made that. Till the end of time, it's a well-known fact. Behind every woman, behind every man is a woman, a strong woman, and the virtue of a woman. 'Cause you're my queen, baby. Yes, you are. And you gave birth to the land. You're the backbone of every man. You're my queen. You gave birth to all the land. You're the backbone of every man. You're my queen. You gave birth to all the land. You're the backbone of every man. You're my queen.
Unmute your mic. Make sure you unmute your microphone. Unmute your mic.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We're broadcasting across the world, oceans and mountains. Thank you for watching. Welcome back, David. Before the commercial break, we were just speaking about a few special moments and reason behind Pick Television, how this all came about. And one of my questions I wanted to know was centered around gratitude. You know, what are you grateful for?
Wow, I'm grateful for just life. You know, every time I get a chance to be able to be alive, I think the greatest blessing is life, and the greatest prayer is thank you. I heard that quote from Oprah Winfrey. It's amazing when we're able to do something that we love in life. Like this is what I love to do. I'm grateful to be able to be a president of a television network and to bring people on, ordinary people like a Celeste from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, or Monique from the DMV who've never been on television, who are book authors, and to be able to bring you beaming on our network internationally. So, you know, to do what I do and love what I do, I'm so honored. I feel privileged and honored.
Yeah, beautiful. David, I know we've shared and spoken before about your TV mentors, the likes of Steve Harvey and Oprah, Tyler Perry. Would you like to share a bit more about that as well with our listeners today?
Yeah, whenever you're trying to do something great, you don't do it by yourself. If you want to go far, you have to have a team. You have to have a mentor. You have to somebody you look up to. And Oprah Winfrey is one of my mentors. I studied her and watched her, and I heard her story from Baltimore, getting fired from the news anchor, and then going to Chicago and just giving away coffee and donuts to get people to come on her show. She didn't start off where she is today. And, I really, really look at Oprah as a person who motivates me, encourages me. And I'm honored when I can see where she comes from. And to know that, it gives me hope and inspiration for Pick TV Network. So Oprah is one of my big mentors. I study her shows and programs. I learn a lot from her. Tyler Perry, also one of my mentors. I studied his life before he hit stardom. He was sleeping in his car. He was homeless. When I hear his story, it gives me hope and inspiration that you can come from the bottom and get to the top. Steve Harvey is one of my mentors, and Junior from Steve Harvey been on our show, been on Pick TV Network. Steve Harvey, again, has a story, came from nothing, sleeping in his car, homeless. Even before he got to stardom, I look at some of his stories and hear him talking about how he didn't even have money to go to the Apollo to be on that big stage, how he cried. He got his first amount of money from comedy, and it wasn't even $1,000. I don't think it was $800, maybe $800 the most, or less than that. And he cried, and they said, "Why are you crying?" He said, "Because you don't know how big this is for him." When I look at Steve Harvey and the late great Don Cornelius, and these are my mentors. Even Snoop Dogg, I learned from Snoop Dogg that he speaks his mind, he does his thing, but he's a businessman, and I get a lot of facts when I listen to Snoop Dogg, and he was talking about how he was talking to one of his brothers, and his brother was like, when he needs something, he's there for his brothers. He don't. It's comical when I was listening to Snoop Dogg was saying, people ask you for help, and then they say you got to go. I got to go to my manager. I got to think about it. I got to go through this person. Snoop, he put it down and said, "No, you ain't. When I'm there for you, I don't use the words that a man used, but he used some big blank words. He said, "No, do all that." He said, "Do all that. I'm gonna be there to help you." And I learned that when you're there to help people, just do what you can to do to help them. Stop making excuses. I learned from Master P. Master P is one of the persons I learned to be a businessman. To do business to help other people and to be in control. So I learned from all of these some of my mentors.
And very, very inspirational and powerful people as well, David. And I know I've shared this before with you in my book that I've written, and obviously what I've gone through, and understanding that, it's through the hard times and through the process that, when people are going through that, what they like is a hand up, not a handout, people who are there to support them and walk with them on their journey. And the most beautiful thing with all of these inspirational people and your mentors you've spoken about is they've all come from humble beginnings, very humble beginnings, and they are still beautiful souls who share from their heart to this day, regardless of where they're at now. I mean, they still share the love because they understand that process so well. They've been there, so they know what it's like. So it's another question I wanted to just ask you. What advice would you give someone who is wanting to pursue their dreams or their goals?
Yeah, pursue your dreams and goals. You have to put everything into it. I mean, it's going to cost you. Too much is given, much is required.
Mm.
It costs everything. You know, it's a Greek word called kenosis. That's what Jesus did when he emptied himself. A lot of people want to pursue their dreams, but they don't know how much it's going to cost: time, energy, effort, sleepless nights from time to time. It costs you. You know, even when I started Pick TV Network, there's a lot of people who thought I wouldn't make it. You know, told me why I'm doing this. It ain't gonna work. Even some of my close friends, you know, said, you know, need to take a break. I'm not feeling that right now. But I kept going. I kept pursuing. So when we went from 25 channels to 60 channels, I had to go through opposition again, because you never get great game without great opposition. And then to open our channels up to the world, you know, not just the religious audience, and which I am a man of faith and a man of God forever, but I've reached people from all walks of life. So when we talk about people coming on our network, Dennis from Egypt, I never in my life thought that we would have Egypt on our network, and then Colombia, you know, in Canada, Burke coming along, and Dennis from West Africa, you know, and people start, and you coming on. Australia, I never thought this would happen, but when you're doing what you're doing, and God sees the dream bigger than you, it's a part of your success story. So pursuing your dreams it's not easy, but it's worth it.
Yeah. I think important thing that I got out of that is when you understand that, you know, you have to be uncomfortable. You're willing to take that leap of faith and don't give up. And it's wonderful and amazing seeing how this, you know, Pick TV has grown, you know, in such a short space of time. I mean, there's so much more to come. I know that you've shared with us with Pick TV. So I look forward to the journey ahead, David. I understand you share a lot of you with the people you connect with and people you have on the show. But what I'd like to ask you is, what do you do for you? What do you like doing? Do you take time out for yourself?
Yeah, I've always been a private person, you know. I like getting up in the morning, getting some sunshine. I like going feeding the birds. I love nature, going outside, just looking up into the beautiful sky, thanking God. You know, I love being me. I love being with me. You know, I love people. Don't get that twisted. I love being around people. I love the big stage. I love to be in the midst of folk, but I also love quiet time. You know, and I think I get that from growing up being a baby boy. You know, you have my brother Kenny, who's played football, and Bobby, who played basketball, who's in heaven now. And then my brother Junior, who's just a genius in his own right. And then my sister Darlene, who's always was in the band in high school. Give a shout out to Cadoza, the Flag Girls. My sister Elaine, who's always been working, and she's a television broadcaster. My sister Edie, who's a genius, who's a cook, the best driver. And then my sister Esther, who's the dancer in our family. You know, all my sister and Brenda, my sister Brenda, the nicest person on earth. And being a baby boy, I always watched them. I always watched my sisters and brothers growing up. And I always said, I'm gonna be something one day. And I always been that type of person who, if I'm in a room, people want to be around me to gravitate for some reason. I'm just like the life of the party, and I'm not bragging and all that. I'm just like a magnet. God has just like made me that person who I can be the light in the room and strike up a conversation. And I love that. But I know when to walk away. I don't live by the cheers, because if you live by the cheers, you'll die by the boos. And I learned that from T.I.
Yeah. So what inspires you, David, or who inspires you?
Well, inspiration, first of all, comes from God. Being a man of faith, being a servant, inspiration comes from God. Inspiration comes from prayer. My inspiration comes from people who walk this life, who walked in timelines of life, and I see who have who made it. You know, when I see where they come from, that inspires me. I don't look at the success stories of them, like I said about Steve Harvey, who was homeless first, or Tyler Perry, who lived in his car, or Oprah Winfrey, who was fired from her job. You know, I look at that side of their life, and that's what inspires me, that God can take ashes and make beauty out of ashes, and He can take a nothing and make somebody from your trash to your treasure. He can take something that everybody throw away. He can make value out of that. And, and you're looking at a person right now who on television around the world. I'm inspired by that.
It's wonderful. It really is. And I know you've got a great support team as well around you that you've shared before as well. One question I was going to ask you, David, is if you were to write a letter to your younger self, what would you say?
Well, my letter to my younger self would be, first of all, your 20s. David, when you get 20 years old, those are the years of your investment, investing in your education, investing in your trades, investing in everything you do. Your 20s are the years of investments. Your 30s are your years of your return on your investment. Which means you get everything that you put in, you start getting out. You know, your job, your money, everything is set in place because you're getting a return on your investment. In your 40s, you can retire. Your 20s are your investment. Your 30s are your return years. That's 10 years to get a return. That's not bad. And your 40s, you can retire.
Yeah.
That's what I tell my younger self. And you got to put it in to get it out.
Yeah. Wonderful. And what would you say, David, is the greatest achievement you have done in your life? And how did that feel?
I think one of the greatest achievements that I have in my life today is to be a father. I remember my wife telling me that, David, you're going to be a father. I said, what? She said, you're going to be a dad. I said, what? But my son, Stephen Evans and Amos Evans, my son's in Hollywood, California, Stephen. Matter of fact, he's going to New York this weekend to be on the Jimmy Kimmel show. Kimmel show. I think I said that right, I hope. To see him to be out there with Post Malone, J-Lo. My son does things with people all over the world. They want him to come back again to do another television show from California, flying over there. He's on the radar while we're talking now, flying from Hollywood, California to New York. And my other son, Amos, who's a graduate of Carnegie Mellon University, he's doing his thing with his own music and his own business. And there's so many things that my sons are doing. And I'm looking at my life through the mirror. And now my mirror is in my kids. And I'm happy to be a humble dad, you know, and to see my sons now, my oldest son, 27, then my youngest son, 27, my oldest son going on 30, 31, 32. That gives me inspiration. I live, my next heartbeat is my sons, Stephen and Amos. And my wife, of course, because without her, I wouldn't have them. You know, being a married man for 35 years and committed to my wife, and seeing her and loving me and supporting me and pushing me. I couldn't be where I am today if I had for Coach Yvette Evans. My wife is the secret behind my success. Beautiful. Of course, God and my family.
Yeah. Beautiful, David. Just a few other questions. We'll mix it up a little bit. I know we've we've spoken before. I'll give you a couple of different ones and you let me know what you prefer. So what do you like, hot or cold?
Hot.
Okay. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Cash or credit?
Oh, wow, that's a hard one right there. Oh, man. Cash or credit? Wow. Give me the cash.
Okay. Drive or fly?
I used to drive when I was young. Now I would like to fly when I'm older.
Okay. On big stage or seat in the audience?
I would say almost both. I like the big stage. I like to be around the people when they first come off. Like I met Kanye West, and at the listening auditorium, I'm going to give a shout out to my man Keith Tate, who drew a picture of him, couldn't deliver it to him, and I was able to deliver that picture to Kanye West, and my brother drew of him, and it felt good to see Miss Kim Kardashian walk by me with the kids.
Wow.
When I say walk by me, I mean her shoelace, because nobody was back there but us and a couple of people backstage when he first came out the limo, and to meet them and be able to see them this is an amazing thing. So I love that behind the scenes stage area, you know. And then I also like to sit in the audience, you know. I was at the MGM and they had Motown presentation, and they had something with Maya. I want to give a shout out to her because she's gave us a big promo. Faith Evans, and
Nice.
it was a great event there. And I enjoyed being up in the balcony, you know, letting the crowd be on the floor. I enjoy being in the balcony, doing my thing up there. So yeah, I would say both on that one. But if I had a choice, I would say the stage. I like the stage.
Nice. So where to from here, David? Where do you see yourself in the next 5-10 years?
Wow, where do I see myself in the next 5-10 years? I would see myself Australia, out there with you. Me and my wife taking journeys around the world, you know, going and staying long if we want to go. You know, we were young. We traveled, my wife and I, we went on boat cruises for a week. Then we had to come back and get the kids. We went on vacations to, California. Then we had to come back and get the kids. You know, we traveled everywhere. We went on Bahamas, and me and my wife traveled all over, but we always had to come back and get the kids.
Yeah.
Now we got an empty nest, so
This is exciting. Yeah.
Brazil, Chile, Australia, all over the place.
You've got a list there to tick off on your bucket list. You have a few places to go now, and it's going to be exciting. There's so many more adventures that you can share together. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I believe that life is something that God gives us to enjoy. The earth is the Lord's fullness thereof, and you know we should be able to enjoy life and to its fullest. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to travel and to enjoy the beautiful things on earth that God has made. It's nothing wrong with that. And I want to be able to be free, you know, to travel and do some wonderful things and enjoy people who I never met before. I want to meet them.
That's what I'm as excited about too. There's so many beautiful places around the world, so many places that haven't been explored, you know, and so many wonderful people. Yeah. Is there anything else, David, you'd love to share before we conclude the interview? It's been such an honor to be here sharing with you today. It really has. And I think this is only the start of many more interviews with yourself. And as we continue on this journey of life and this next chapter of where to from here.
Yeah, I love this interview live from Australia. I never had a PIC TV Network Spotlight interview from Australia. You beaming it in from over there to tell everybody over there. And I want to welcome you to be our PIC TV Network business manager.
Wow.
You know, having us on live from Australia is history for our network, and you bringing this over there to the people across the water, across the mountains, countries. What time is it over in Australia?
It's just gone on. I knew you were going to ask me this question. It's about 10 to 2 in the afternoon.
10
So I'm
to 2 in
15.
the
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And in DC, in Washington, D.C., it's 11:48, almost midnight.
Wow.
Yeah,
About
that
15 hours ahead. Yeah, I'm a day
15
ahead.
15 hours ahead, you
Mhm.
know, and I'm excited. You know, you're going to be coming on our Pick TV Network book fair, virtual book fair, and you bringing an international audience. Look at what you're doing. You have me on your podcast. Now I'm on Pick TV Network with you from Australia, beaming it over there. You interviewing me. I'm honored.
We flipped the script on this one. I'm interviewing you.
Yeah, you interviewing me, you know, and I'm excited. I love the questions you asked too. You did a great job, and I want to congratulate you, and doing what you do live from Australia. Thank you for this time.
Thank you. Thank you once again, David. And thank you to all our listeners from around the world, you know, all the countries that we're beaming in live to. This is history. Brazil, France, Colombia, Mexico, Panama, Paris, Peru, Argentina, Egypt, Canada, Ireland, West Africa, the United Kingdom, of course, Australia, Germany, and the United States. You know, I humbly say thank you, and what a huge honor once again, David.
Well, thank you for bringing me on. And we got to do an after talk. So, folks, those listening and watching right now, we're going to have the Pick TV Network after talk. We're live, beaming this in from Australia. I want to thank you, Teresa, for bringing me on and letting everybody around the world know about Pick TV Network. So, I see you, everybody, on the next broadcast.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.